I just want to say for the record, because I know it's going to annoy King when I say this, when he sees this video, I made Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee. I want my million, TK. I want my million, Tony Khan. I made this happen. I helped. I contributed in some way. I deserve some royalty. Damn it. I came up with the name Swerve in Our Glory a week when they started associating with each other, and when they tag team and they named themselves that, I came up with it a week prior. Their tag team run, Swerve's Ascension, it's all I had a role to play. I feel like I should get at least some credit, acknowledgement. I have witnesses. They can back me. I cooked up this name. I cooked up Swerve's Ascension, damn it, inadvertently. And now I am demanding $1 million. And I will freak. And if I don't get my million, I will just tweet about it and rant and rage on the internet. What, you thought I was gonna do something childish, like file a lawsuit? That's dumb. I don't even know. I'm not even good at that. Plus, I'm pretty sure I would lose. But anyways, yes, Tony Khan, I demand some money from this. I helped make this a thing. You wouldn't, Swerve wouldn't get where he is without my contributions to the plot. Now, I'm not discrediting Swerve's Ascension himself because he goddamn earned it. But I have some role to play in this. So, Samoa Joe has been champion. Hooray, we've been long denied this run. So, after years in WWE and never winning the world title unless we want to count NXT, but it's always been that back and forth status of, is the NXT belt a world title or is it just an NXT belt? And for Triple H, it certainly was a world title, but for WWE, it was not. And you got this push and pull going on between management and all that. You had this big debate going on about whether Swerve was going to become a new future NXT champion. Samoa Joe was never given the run he should have gotten with the world title in WWE when he was called up. And the fact that he hadn't been a world champion since his time in TNA. And while he wasn't even a world champion in Ring of Honor when he got rebooted. I want to cry. And while I will not say anyone's names, I did look into some source. I did have there was a mention that Samoa Joe only got that big main event push because $50 was on the line. I don't know how that was humanly possible, but okay. But anyways, Samoa Joe got fired, and then he came back for WWE, and he would fight Karrion Kross, and hijinks ensued from that. Then he got sick, and then they had him drop the belt because, screw having him keep the belt for another couple of weeks. Because this was COVID, and COVID was a nasty fella, and then Drew McIntyre got sick, and he was allowed to keep his belt. Because Vince hates us. But yeah, Samoa Joe's run ended in WWE rather sadly, and he was released twice. Triple H fought to get him back, keep him around, and subsequently he would leave ultimately in the end, and he would go to All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor specifically and have a run with the television title and beat the crap out of Keith Lee and then drop the belt and then challenge MJF and then get the victory on him and win the world title. And I was like, yes! Like here's the thing. I was so, I thought he was, let's see. When I heard Samoa Joe when I saw Samoa Joe win the belt, I wanted Samoa Joe to get the run he had rightfully earned after being so denied of it for a decade. My God, I'm old. In fact, some people argued that CM Punk should have dropped the Real World Championship when he was out of the company, more or less, at that point at All In. And I can understand that mindset, especially since with how the heat was, probably for the best that he would have won the real world title and then challenged MJF on that front. And that could have led to something interesting, but hindsight's 2020 on that. And this whole decade of the 20s has been horrible. And then there's Swerve. Swerve, and I swerve when I drive, and I swerve when I drive, and I swerve when I drive. We used to win enough tonight. And whatnot. He was in WWE as Isaiah Swerve Scott, and he was honestly a guy I was keeping my eye on. I honestly wanted him to have a NXT War Games moment where he would do these insane stunts in the match and ultimately show that he's a world champion material guy or an NXT world champion material guy. He won a run with the North American belt. Fat load that did, because apparently because when I was not watching NXT at the time, when they were going through this transitional phase, Swerve won the North American title, then never defended it, and when he did, he lost it, and I'm just like, what? You gave him the North American title and you just didn't do anything with it? And then he formed a group called Hit Row, and he was the only thing carrying it, so that sucked. And the fact that I have to say that the only other thing that kept carrying Hit Row was, well, Michael Cole's commentary of insulting degrees, that should tell you how bad this went. And then Swerve got released in November of that year when Hit Row had just formed. And then 2 years later, he's stealing the show again at Full Gear against, and conveniently it was the anniversary of when he was released. So, way to show the world that you said WWE screw you. And he would go on to beat Hangman and Page 2-0. He would then finally get a chance to challenge for the world title at Revolution and subsequently lose it because Hangman is a petty bastard in a triple threat match. In fact, there was a proposal fans were making that when Hangman's trapped in the coquille clutch, they should do the scene where he is looking maniacally, smiling gleefully at Swerve before tapping out in the pain and in the pleasure of destroying Swerve's dream. And then we would get this match. And Hangman's been gone for a bit. He's been fired from the Elite because the Young Bucks are bastards, and their new corporate official status they're doing. I'll get to that in another video. But Swerve, when he drives, finally got a chance to go one-on-one with the Samoan submission machine, as Samoa Joe was having a pretty good run with the belt. Like, he took on Hook in an eliminator match. That was a pretty damn good fight, albeit sadly picked with controversy due to the fact that Tony Khan used Hook and made Jinder Mahal more over than he's been in a long while, which is depressing when you think about it, because, okay, let me just say this. I was wanting to say this when I watched Hook versus Samoa Joe, but the whole thing just made me uncomfortable. This is what I was saying, so let's see if I get this straight. WWE invests millions into Jinder Mahal, gives him a 6-month run with the belt, have a main event show, even when people were getting sick of him. And the only known thing he was known for was a badass entrance music and taking off his gear to look intimidating. So that should say something if that's the most over he is for fans. But enough about that theory. But the fact that after all that, and just to get the people of India to watch WWE more, all that failed for the most part. But Tony Khan just has to go on his phone, type a few stuff about Hook and bash Jinder Mahal, and all of a sudden Jinder Mahal is the most over superstar in WWE for the next 2 weeks. That should say something. Like, if I'm WWE, I kind of would be embarrassed a little bit when you think about it, because it's like, we spent millions making him over, only to realize that it was all for nothing, and all it took was Tony Khan to write a couple words on Twitter to get him over. But yeah, Samoa Joe had a pretty good run with the world title. He was intimidating, he was great on the mic, and he would have this awesome build-up with Swerve in a lackluster overall build for the show itself. But this match in particular, I was like, man, I want Samoa Joe to keep having a run with the belt, but I want Swerve Strickland to win. But wait, I want Samoa Joe to still have a good run with the belt more. Like, he's still good, but I want longer belt run with him. But we're also in the month where it seems like every Samoan wrestler that just happens to have the name Joe seems to be losing. That's just cosmic coincidence. And we've had like 2 finish the story moments. Reach for the sky, damn it. And subsequently, we would finally have Swerve and Samoa Joe collide one-on-one, 1v1, and it was pretty damn good. Swerve, oh god, I've been monitoring Swerve's success. I have loved every minute of it, and Prince Nana is just awesome. And I like how Swerve is sort of in this middle ground with being a face and heel, because he's a face for fans because he's just super popular and so awesome with Prince Nana doing the dance. Especially when Prince Nana was like, I'm gonna die, but I'll swerve, and I'll die, but I'll swerve, when Hangman tried to murder him on global television. That was funny. Oh man. And he's still leading Mongol Embassy, so there's that. But he also broke into Hangman's home and was with the kid. Should we be concerned about that? Are we ever going to follow up on that in terms of having Swerve take accountability for that properly? No? Okay. And at the same time, you wanted Swerve to win, but it was like, but wait, All In is in a few months, and then you gotta realize that there's a chance Will Ospreay might have a chance at the world title at that event. And then there's Hangman, he might get another run with the belt. So Swerve would be in this middle transitional piece probably. I'm like, they could probably hold off Swerve dropping the belt till World's End, and then they would start getting a formula in where you kind of know where the title would drop at, but you're kind of in this rock and a hard place if Swerve wins. But Swerve and Samoa Joe had a good chemistry and match in this fight. I mean, it's so fun to see these two go at it. I love the entertainment of it all. And Swerve finally getting the win, winning the world belt, the world title. Long denied his ascension in WWE, he finally proves himself from undesirable to goddamn undeniable. Yes, I'm stealing Cody's promo because of course. Because WWE can say it, I can say it too. And Swerve is now proving to everyone that WWE was wrong to fire him. This is the ultimate revenge. The ultimate revenge is proving your doubters wrong. And that is pretty damn sweet. Especially when there was accusations going around that they tried to contract him for Swerve to get him back because they realized Triple H was running the show now. And Swerve was like, yeah, no. And that confidence paid off in full because now he has a run with the world title and he's already starting to defend it more and do eliminator matches. He fought Kyle Fletcher for an elimination opportunity. He also fought Claudio Castagnoli. I'll talk about that when I can. And now he has his first official big pay-per-view title defense coming up against Father of the Year, the head of the patriarchy, Christian Cage, as a servant of the elite. So when are we gonna get the whole smash the patriarchy moment? Because Edge clearly failed to do that, and he used Lucy, so that was never going to work out. In fact, I'm surprised he didn't come out to help Swerve, considering his beef with Christian Cage. Even though he won, he's still trying to get his best friend back by beating the living hell out of him, but okay. And oh god, Swerve's already had some matches in as the world champ. Pretty damn good. And oh god, we're in the Mongol Dynasty era. The Mogul Dynasty of AEW now. The Mogul Embassy. I'm curious, and he said he was going to challenge Christian Cage. He was going to talk to Christian Cage and says he won't be alone. Now it's like, oh, this is the part where we get Brian Cage and the Mogul Embassy to help out against the patriarchy. The Moguls shall crush the patriarchy and all that. If they do that, that will at least transition the Mongol Embassy to a face, and they can set up stuff with the Elite, since Swerve's been calling them out. I'm looking forward to this run as his world champion run. He's going to be a Double or Nothing, defending the world title in the main event with Christian Cage. Pretty damn good start to the whole run. I'm hoping it doesn't end at All In. I'm going to be real. As much as I would love to see Will Ospreay on the run he's been on, I say we hold that off until Full Gear or World's End. Give him a good chunk run for the year as world champion. Like, come on, man, let's do it. Tony, I know you'll probably be tempted, but you gotta do this. You gotta hold out. Just hold off of Will Ospreay's Ascension. Will Ospreay's already challenging for the international belt, and going with the whole MJF debacle going on, it's probably going to be a while, so they'll probably change the plan. So Roderick Strong, you're probably screwed. So I would suggest we do Hangman Adam Page versus Swerve Strickland again, cement the full-on face-heel turn dynamic between the two, finally cement it all. And then we go to Full Gear or World's End, and then we decide to have whether or not Hangman or Will Ospreay should have a run with the world title, depending on everything. We decide we'll chunk run for the year for Swerve, and we work that whole thing out. But that's plans for the future, and if Tony Khan goes with any of my ideas, I'm upgrading my money demands for $1.5 million. And I shall rant about it on Twitter because I am a petty son of a bitch. But that's the future. We're in the present, and my God, I'm feeling very mighty satisfied to see Swerve succeed in AEW, becoming and everyone, and of course, Swerve fulfilled his dream of becoming the first Black champion in AEW of the world title scene. Hurrah! There was much rejoicing on that, and then the tribalists lost their absolute collective fucking minds when I was like, so the usual tribalism. What is with the unchecked racism going on the timeline? No, seriously, there was like a huge amount of unchecked racism going on, and I was like, but they haven't even touted this for a month or two about the whole Black champion in AEW. They're not even patronizing it. The AEW hasn't even done anything screaming, saying, you see, we're progressive. I mean, like, WWE did this decades prior, and then they retconned it to say, oh, no, well, The Rock isn't fully African-American, he's Samoan, so we're retconning that. And then they retconned it back into existence because they could just do that somehow. Yeah, that still annoys me that they did that, but and then Eric Bischoff kind of got weird. He wrote this weird tweet, and to this day I'm still baffled by Bischoff's choice in timing, like completely. Like, so like he goes ahead and just says weird stuff. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. He just says this was after Swerve won. Like, this wasn't when Jungle Boy Jack Perry came back, or Chris Jericho's FTW win. That I would have at least somewhat understood the context of what Bischoff was going for, but then Bischoff says this after Swerve won, saying, when you're dead, you don't know you're dead. All of the pain is felt by others. The same thing happens when you're stupid. And I was like, You're creeping me out, man. Like, yeah, that's creepy. Like, even for someone who hates AEW, which he does, clearly, I'm confused by the context. And wouldn't this be a good thing to have a new, younger talent be the world champion, carry the company? But now you're saying it's a problem that Swerve won? Is that the vibe I'm getting? Saying, like, this is just the decline? And if so, I'm questioning what makes you say this is a decline. But, like, we've had, like, but according to everyone else, AEW's been dead 500 times over for the past 4 years alone. So, maybe I'm just being stupid, right? Maybe I just don't see the intelligence of it all. And plus, Swerve is going to be champion heading into Warner Bros. Discovery's upfront event, which hopefully we get AEW on Max. Damn it! Come on, David Zaslav. I need this. I need my fix. I will take back everything I said about you, probably until the next time you piss us off. But yeah, this is now the Mogul Dynasty. AEW has entered the new dynasty run by Mogul Embassy, and I am very, very satisfied to see this happen. I'm looking forward to this run. You bet your damn ass you bet your ass I'm gonna see this through to the end. And my God, I'm gonna swerve when I drive, and I swerve when I drive, and I swerve when I drive. Come on. But that's all we have for today. Tune in next time as I talk about the corporate Dynamite and when his affiliation with the Elite and all that. But we'll see you all again next time. This is your host, Eric Brown of Neo Reality Entertainment, NRE The Wrestleverse, Neo Reality Collective. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out the content in the description below. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you all again next time. Peace and take care, and don't forget to swerve when you drive and swerve when you drive. Peace.